This presentation gives a brief overview of gathering and analysing YouTube comments with the software Mozdeh. It'll be easier to follow this presentation if you followed the previous ones for Twitter. Although it's self-contained, it might be a bit fast without the previous information from the Twitter presentations. Why might you want to analyse YouTube comments? It could be to get audience feedback on one or more videos. It might be the videos themselves that you're interested in and the comments give you a source of feedback on them. It might be the topic of the videos. You might be interested in how the public react to the topics discussed in the videos and you look at the comments for that. Or you might be interested in how YouTube communication works. YouTube is currently the third most popular website in the world according to Alexa.com. So communication in YouTube is a valid research topic of interest. I'm just going to illustrate some papers that have used YouTube comments for their analysis, illustrating the kinds of studies that you might run with Mozdeh data collection on YouTube. This paper analysed public reactions to videos about museums and focused on gender differences in reactions to museums in the comments of YouTube videos. This one looked at comments on YouTube Science Channel videos and their presenters and looked for evidence of sexism and gender differences in reactions to the videos. And this one looked at dance styles and the difference in public comments about dance styles, comparing lots of different types of formal and informal dance style. So in all of these, in the first and the third, the topics were offline topics and the online YouTube representation was analysed, and in the second one, the YouTube Science Channel video, the focus was on the videos themselves. So it was a more direct analysis. If you use YouTube comments for your research project, then you need to consider several methodological limitations. First of all, you should consider sample bias, and the extent to which you have a bias in the YouTube comments depends on your research questions. The comments are always self-selected. You can watch a YouTube video and not comment on it. Probably 1 to 2% of people that watch a video comment on it. So that's a high self-selection bias. And of course, if you're interested in the topic and you're examining the topic on YouTube as a convenient source of data, then you have biases about who uses YouTube, who has access to the internet in the first place. And a generic problem is that some people that comment may be trolls that are deliberately trying to say something provocative and don't necessarily believe what they write. And another issue is that some of the comments might be irrelevant to what you're interested in. Ethical issues should always be considered when running a research project. For YouTube comments, I think there are low ethical issues because the data is public. YouTube comments are fully public. You can search them in Google. They're intended to be read by other people. They're intended to be fully public. So the data can be treated like a document put in the public domain, such as a book, rather than a person. A person's comment is not the person. And if they're giving the comment away, posting it in public for everyone to see, then they don't have a reasonable expectation of privacy for that comment. So informed consent is irrelevant. The terms and conditions of YouTube permit analysing it, although you should consult with your local ethics committee because some disagree. But if you do analyse YouTube, it's important not to identify the commenters, because drawing attention to them may have unintended consequences on them that you couldn't possibly predict as a researcher. And because of that, you shouldn't name the commenters and you should anonymise quotes, unless they're major public figures. For example, if they have 1 million followers on YouTube, you could reasonably think this is a public figure and there's no possible damage I can do to them by mentioning their name or giving exact quotes. So in this presentation, I will name one YouTube commenter, one YouTube person who has 10 million followers, 100 million followers, sorry. So he's very major public figure. So there's a paper there you might want to consult for more detailed background on ethical issues around internet data. Other papers also discuss internet research ethics. Here are some examples of conclusions that you might draw from a study of YouTube comments. These are conclusions from the study of YouTube Science Channel comments. The study concluded that they were dominated by males. In general, they were not negative towards females, somewhat unexpectedly. There was some sexist commenting, but it was a really tiny minority of all the commenting. And the gender of the presenter of a science video didn't seem to influence the gender of the audience. So having a female presenter didn't particularly attract a larger female audience to the science video, somewhat surprisingly again. I'm now going to go through how to get comments with the social media data analysis software Mozdeh. First of all, to start off, download Mozdeh to a Windows computer. You can download it free from this website and it should work on any Windows computer. If you have a problem starting it because of security permissions and it's not your computer, you might need to get a network technician to allow Mozdeh to run, but otherwise it should run on your own personal computer. You might need to click OK to a virus scanner message. It doesn't have a virus in it, but because it's not a standard program, it sometimes triggers virus scanner messages when it's downloaded. The second thing that you need to do is register for a free YouTube developer key for permission to search. This is a complicated thing. It might take about half an hour to do, and here's a link for the full instructions about how to do that. When you go through this process, you get a 24-character key that you'll need to copy into Mozdeh every time you use it to download videos. When you get the key, make sure that you save it permanently in a place where you'll easily be able to find it, because it might take you another half an hour to find the key again if you lose it. And if you get the key and it doesn't work, then have a look at this slide, and that might give you some hints about how you can check that your key has all the aspects enabled that it needs to in order to work. So this is on the website for YouTube. Okay, so let's imagine that you've got your key and you've got Mozdeh downloaded and able to run. So now you can start a YouTube project. When you click on YouTube, click on Mozdeh to start, it first asks you for a name for your project. Every set of YouTube video comments is given a project name, and you can choose an appropriate project name for it. And then you click Start New Project. When you click Start New Project, you get taken to the data collection screen of Mozdeh, and you need to select the YouTube tab at the top of the data collection screen. And then you get a choice about how you identify the videos to download the comments on. And I recommend one of two options: either generate a list of video URLs from YouTube by manually searching YouTube and identifying videos that you're interested in, or generate a list of YouTube channels and enter a list of the URLs of the channels in order for Mozdeh to download all the comments on all the videos in all your channels. So I recommend those two approaches, and you can select the appropriate option in the data collection box shown on the screen. Another way you can do it is to enter a keyword or phrase query or set of queries in the search box at the top, and then choose the option for videos with titles matching queries or videos with titles/descriptions matching queries. You can try this option, but it doesn't work particularly well in my experience. But if it's the only one that works for you, then if it's the only one that's appropriate for you, then you could try it. You might start with this and then manually filter out irrelevant videos after you've tried it once. The problem with this is the videos might not be relevant that match your search. Once you've done this, Mozdeh will take some time to get the comments from YouTube, and depending on how many videos or channels you've entered, that might take 5 minutes or it might take 5 days. So when you first do it, I suggest starting with videos, a small set of videos, say 5 videos, and make sure the videos have comments on them, and then you can see how the program works with that, and then you might go for a larger scale data collection exercise with channels instead of videos. So when this is finished, you'll be asked a lot of questions, and I recommend the default answers for all these questions. So filter out posts with identical text, yes. What language do you want to use? Pick one for English, unless you expect comments in other languages, then enter the number for that language, and then click OK to carry on processing the project. And then you'll be asked, how do you want to group your comments? So I recommend grouping by month. This is the fastest option for YouTube comments. And then click OK. And then you might need to wait 1 minute to 1 hour for Mozdeh to process all your comments, and then it will take you to a search screen where you can browse and search the comments saved to your computer. So once you've got to this stage, all the YouTube comments have been saved to your local computer, and they're in a file with a name ending in comments or comments.txt saved to your local computer, and the screen shows what the comment file looks like. It contains the video IDs of the videos, the IDs of the comments, the date when they're published, and lots of other information about the comments, such as how many likes it's got, and also the comment text itself. So if you don't want to use any of Mozdeh's analysis capabilities, you can use this plain text file to run your own analyses. If you want to view the file in a more attractive format, you can copy and paste it into a spreadsheet, and then it aligns the columns up so that they make sense in that way. If you copy into Excel, you need to format all the cells as text first, otherwise you get #name ? Errors in the spreadsheet. That's just a tip. Okay, so we might want to search the comments that we've saved to our computer, and if we do that, then when we're taken to the main screen, we can enter a query like cat and then press search, and then it would list all comments containing the word cat. So this is just a standard search engine for the comments saved to your computer. So this doesn't search the comments on YouTube, it saves the YouTube comments that you've already collected and then saved to your local computer. And you can also filter the comments. For example, you can filter comments by user gender. If you select female, then only comments that seem to have been written by females will be shown to you. And how does it know if they're written by females? Well, Mozdeh will look at the first name of the commenter, and if it's a recognized normally female first name, Mozdeh will assume that it's the commenter's female. If it's a normally recognized male name, Mozdeh will assume the commenter is male and is not able to detect non-binary genders. There are other filters you can use on Mozdeh. There's a like filter. You can filter the comments by the number of likes they receive. So if you just want to look at the highly liked comments, you could set the minimum number of likes to a big number like 100, and then Mozdeh would only show you comments with at least 100 likes. Or you could set a sentiment filter, click one of the sentiment buttons, and then that specifies either that the comments are mostly positive, mostly negative, or completely neutral with no sentiment. And then those are the comments that you'll be shown when you click the search button. And another filter, a more complicated one, is a time filter. You have to enter this in the search box, and it works as square bracket, number, space, number, square bracket, and the two numbers are the first date and the last date. And to look up the number for the date that you want, you need to click the drop down box with dates, and that gives a number for every date. So this 1 space 2 refers to January 2020 to February 2020. The next thing we're going to do is association mining. For the association mining, you specify a query and or filters, and then click the Mine Associations button, and it lists words that associate with that query or filters. So for example, here the female gender filter has been selected, and the Mine Associations button clicked as shown on the screen, and then underneath is a list of words that associate with the female gender. What does that mean? It means that these words are used more often by female authored comments than by the remaining comments. For example, if you look at the word love, if you read along the row, love is in 30% of female comments and 25% of the rest, so the word love is more likely to be used by female commenters than commenters that aren't female, and therefore it's a female associated word. The table you can see there, all these words are used more by females than by non-females, and so they're all female associated words. So the association mining generates a set of words that are associated with whatever filters or queries you've typed in to the search screen. This is a way of getting quick insights into the issue. So these words might give quick insights into how females comment on the set of YouTube videos that you've collected. You can also association mine time, and this would tell you which words were more commonly used in one time period than another, and that might point to shifts in interest over time. To do this, you enter the numbers of the first and last time date in the search screen, as we've seen before for the filter, and then click the Mine Associations button again. For example, for 2017, we would enter 6367 based on the month drop-down box shown on the right of the screen. 63 is January 2017 and 67 is May 2017, so those are all 2017 months, and the data collection finished this time in May 2017, so that's all the previous time periods are from before 2017. We're going to have a look at a case study of an analysis of YouTube with Mozdeh to illustrate some of the types of information you can get by analysing comments on YouTube. And the case study is the YouTube channel of one YouTuber, PewDiePie, who in September 2020 had 106 million subscribers, which is a phenomenally large number. He's one of the most successful YouTubers of all time, and he's made his career on YouTube. He's a native YouTuber. The study is based on 4 million comments on his videos that were posted between November 2011 and May 2017. May 2017 was when this data was collected, and it's on the videos posted to his channel. And the graph in the bottom left right hand corner shows the number of tweets per month from the start to 2011 to the data collection May, and you can see that the recent months have got more comments than the older months. The thing that triggered this investigation was a controversy about PewDiePie, where he made an offensive joke featuring a Nazi salute, and it got major press coverage and major criticism, and he subsequently made apologies. So I wanted to analyse how his followers reacted to this incident in the comments on YouTube. One way to do this is to look for comments containing the word Nazi, because they might be discussing this issue, and mine association for the word Nazi to see what other words they used when they used the word Nazi. So I entered Nazi as a query and then clicked the mine association button, and you can see a table of results, a partial table of results in the middle of the screen near the bottom. So the word Nazi associates with the word Nazi, so that's not a surprise. Number one, the second result was salute, and that's also not a surprise because controversy was about a Nazi salute in a video. But the third most popular, third most strongly associating term was WSJ, which occurred in just under 7% of comments that contained Nazi, and only 0.2% of the remaining comments. WSJ is short for Wall Street Journal, and you can see that apart from in Nazi-related comments, the Wall Street Journal almost never gets a mention in PewDiePie's YouTube channel, unsurprisingly. But when the word Nazi was mentioned, it was Wall Street Journal was in about 7% of comments. And this suggests that Wall Street Journal coverage of the event was important to PewDiePie commenters. The Wall Street Journal turned this into a major story, news story. So if you look at the results, the word salute occurred in 1.6% of the comments that contained Nazi and 0.0% of the remaining comments. So salute associated with the controversy, but it's nevertheless, I think, a low percentage because the issue was about a Nazi salute, and only 1.6% of the comments that mentioned the word Nazi also mentioned the word salute. So the salute itself didn't seem to be a critical issue for many people. And as an example of an irrelevant result and the need to take care, the word grammar occurred in 2.1% of matching comments and 0.1% of the rest. But these matches are completely irrelevant to the controversy because they were mainly from comments about grammar Nazis. Another analysis of PewDiePie's channel was for gender, to see if there were gender differences in the way his followers reacted to him or commented about him, unrelated to the Nazi controversy. So for this, I selected the female gender and ran a mine associations, and you can see that the top word for females compared to non-females is love. So 6.3% of females' comments and 3.5% of the male or unknown gender comments contain love. So the word love was more likely to be used by female commenters than others. And the same is true for all the other words here. I, so, OMG, I'm laughing, cute, was, when, pewed, dan, and. Some strange words in this list. So just focusing on the word love for brevity, either females love PewDiePie more, or his activities, or are more expressive in their YouTube posts. I think it's probably that they're just more expressive. It's a language style in this case. Another example, time, associating mining time. For this, a time filter for 2017 was association mined, and the word like was found to occur more often in the 2017 comments than before. Like was in 8% of the 2017 comments and under 4% of the previous comments, so more than double. And reading the comments containing like in 2017, it is because discussions in 2017 often focused about why PewDiePie was popular. Why do so many people like him? Was a common refrain. And another example from the association mining results for time was that ad occurred in 1.2% of the 2017 comments. That's still pretty rare. It's only about 1%, but that's more than 10 times as often as in previous comments, and that comes from two things: discussions of PewDiePie's sponsors withdrawing as a result of the Nazi controversy, and also increased comment spam due to less moderation. So these show that the association mining results can give you insights into what's been happening with the channel. And this is a deeper association mine. This is an investigation of the word like, comments containing like in 2017 versus comments containing like before. And this gives some strange results, such as the word like was used more often in 2017 in conjunction with the word Felix and the word moderator. So in 2017, when people were discussing why PewDiePie was liked, they were more likely to use his original first name, Felix, than his name on YouTube, PewDiePie. And that might be because they'd have come from the Wall Street Journal or another source that gave his original first name. So that's an example of a deeper mine that can give you more insights into how things have changed over time. So to sum up the analysis of PewDiePie, this was a quick analysis, to be honest. This wasn't a full-scale research publication, but we managed to find some interesting things about PewDiePie from the comments on his channel, such as some results I haven't mentioned before. When people were positive about his channel, they talked about the games he played and called him Pewd. When people were negative on his channel, they were more likely to use the word Nazi and to call him by his original first name, Felix. And gender differences include males focused more on the games and the fact that he was a gamer and the Nazi controversy, and females were more likely to use the word love and to discuss laughing. And over time, the word like became more common, and Nazi because of the Nazi controversy, and ad because of the advertising issues. So these are some quick insights we can get to PewDiePie that will be difficult to get from other methods. It would be difficult to get some of these insights by other methods because some of the differences are quite small. For example, ads occur in only about 1 in 100 comments. So even if you read 1,000 comments from his channel, you would only see 10 of them about ad, containing the word ad. So it would be difficult to spot that there's a trend there. So the word frequency approach, the association mining approach, can give insights that are difficult to get in other ways. I'd like to mention an advanced analysis method for YouTube to investigate multiple topics at the same time. For the PewDiePie case, we looked at one topic, PewDiePie's channel. But you can collect multiple sets of videos at the same time, and if you do that, then you can compare them in Mozdeh. And then if you collect multiple topics, you can select one of the topics in the topic label box, and then you can identify words that are more common for that topic than for all the other topics. I did this for dance videos. I collected lots of different videos on different dance styles, picking 30 varied dance styles that I had videos on YouTube with a lot of comments on, and then compared the comments on the different dance styles between videos. And the objective of this study was to investigate the gender differences and style differences in the way dances were discussed on YouTube. This project included an extra step to filter out multilingual comments, which, if this is an issue for you, the method is described at the bottom. So each comment had to contain a common English word or it was deleted. We got the list of popular dance styles by starting off with 132 different dance styles and identifying videos for them, and then deleting all except 30 that didn't have enough videos with comments on them. Once we'd loaded the videos into Mozdeh, Mozdeh had collected the video comments. It came up with almost 400,000 comments from dance videos between 2006 and 2016. And here you can see a list of comments. If you click on a comment, you can see the topic, which is the dance style, as well as the comment itself. And here's graphs illustrating the sentiment, complicated graphs illustrating the sentiment, but the important one here is the time overview graph, bottom right. And from this graph, it's the volume of comments, the number of comments per month on the dance videos. And you can see most of them are from relatively recent time period compared to the data collection. So although there are some from before 2008, they seem to be mostly from, let's say, about 2012 onwards. So gradual building of time of comments over time. And here's an example of words associating with one of the 30 styles. So one of the 30 styles was ballet, and all of these words are more common in comments about ballet videos than in comments about the other 29 dance styles. So some of these words are obvious, like ballet. Some are irrelevant. I don't know, pointy, how do you say that word? But that's a ballet term that was mentioned quite a lot on ballet videos, and it get almost no mentions on other types of videos. So it seems to be a ballet specific term. And then some of these might give new insights into the dance, into aspects of the dance that characterize that dance in comparison to other dances. So to summarize the YouTube analysis, YouTube comments can give insights into the video itself, the topic of the video, or YouTube communication. So 3 different goals that can be addressed by YouTube comments. You can gather comments for sets of videos with Mozdeh. And many sampling limitations depending on your goals, as I mentioned at the start. It's ethically okay to analyze YouTube comments, but it's important to report them anonymously, but check with your ethics committee. And Mozdeh automates the downloading, browsing and association mining of comments on YouTube videos. So it helps you to get lots of comments so that you can run a large-scale analysis. And the word association mining can help get insights into the topic that you've collected the comments about. So I hope that makes sense, and please let me know if you have any questions.